So welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS, guys. We are about to start this session. So first let's make sure that we are connected. Okay. So पहले हम लोग को देखना पड़ेगा कि हम लोग connected हैं कि नहीं. And due to some technical reasons, this session has been delayed and internet was not working. I tried it. Okay. So that's why now we are going to start this session and we are very much live now. Okay. Okay, we are very much live now. So welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS. So we are about to start this session. Okay. So तो देखते हैं exactly क्या है आज के न्यूज़पेपर में and we are short of time, so we will be like winding up this session as early as possible. Okay, we'll try to wind up this session as early as possible. So let's start this session. So now Biden is very closer to the victory, so this was one news. Okay, then India won't accept shifting of LAC, so CDS has stated that. Okay, ये इन्होंने कहा है and like we are really showing the our will and strength. Okay, India is working as per its will and strength to tackle the Chinese aggression. Okay, ये हम कर रहे हैं, this is a really good thing. Okay, this is what you call New India. जो New India की definition है वो exactly यही है. Okay, then we'll move next. Finance panel warns of rising GST dues for states. Okay, so as you know, compensation, like for last year also compensation has not been given. Okay, then again finance panel is saying that it might further increase. Okay, it might further increase. तो ये जो है मेजर एक प्रॉब्लमेटिक चीज़ है. तो हम इसको देखेंगे एग्जैक्टली क्या है, व्हाट्स देयर इन दिस पर्टिकुलर न्यूज़. ओके, पूरा इसको डिटेल में देखेंगे एग्जैक्टली क्या है. सिवियर पॉल्यूशन कंटिन्यूज टू चॉक कैपिटल. सो दिस इज़ नॉट द लाइक दिस इज़ द एवरी ईयर अफेयर. ओके, हर साल का यही कहानी होती है, यू कैन से सो. ओके, शिल्पी गुड मॉर्निंग. ओके, हर साल की यही कहानी है, दिल्ली के अंदर ये ऐसा होता ही रहता है. ठीक है ना. सो विल स्टार्ट एनआरसी अफ्रेश आफ्टर पॉल्स इफ एपेक्स कोर्ट अलाउस. तो असम मिनिस्टर हैज स्टेटेड दिस. देन अगेन दिस इज़ अ प्रॉब्लमैटिक थिंग, मीन्स दे आर politicizing it for no reason. Okay, तो ये कहानी अभी चल रही है. So we have to wait and watch what exactly they are trying to do, और वो क्या करने वाले हैं. Okay, so let's move ahead then, and on this page you will not get anything productive for your exam. Okay, and on third page also. So directly we'll move toward this thing. Sixth editorial page. Okay, Biden India and comfort in old normal. Okay, we'll look into this, what exactly she wants to say. And US election has been done now, and again this is your international relations topic and it will fall under the category of India US relations. Okay, so we will cover up this particular thing. इसको हम जरूर cover करेंगे. And other than that, let's look into other areas. So market dictates and a blow against equality. Okay, so we'll pick up this thing also. Basically, like government has imposed the GST on on the machines used by the physically disabled people. Okay, so लोग जो हैं उसको लेके इन्होंने एडिटोरियल लिखा है कि GST should not be put on those equipments, major items which are important for physically disabled people. Okay, ऐसा जो है इन्होंने suggest किया है. ठीक है ना. So we'll look into it, we'll do the detailed discussion what exactly is there in this particular editorial. Other than that, you have to look into this. Okay, there is nothing much on this page. कुछ खास यहाँ पे नहीं है देखने को. Okay, so like forest department unveils elephant smuggling case. Okay, so again there is nothing much here. Okay, then we'll move to next page. This is the highly politicized page, means political page. So again no use for us. पूरा का पूरा system जो है, पूरा page जो है political news से भरा होता है. Okay, then it is a long journey to distribute fortified rice at government schools. So we'll look into this, what exactly is there for us. ठीक है ना. So first of all you should have an idea about fortified rice also, कि what exactly there in it, the fortified rice में exactly क्या होता है. Okay, so ties with US cover every sphere. Okay, India has stated that. And again, like whatever party is in news, okay, party is in power in United States, relation between India and US will remain as it is. So this you have to understand. India enjoy the bipartisan support. Okay, bipartisan support. So this is really good for us. Okay, हमें जो है ये support मिली हुई है and we'll see exactly जो है क्या होगा यहाँ पे. Okay, then other than that there is nothing much here. Haryana clears bill on rights to recall panchayat members, and again this is very important for you. Okay, this is somewhere related to your Panchayati Raj reform. Okay, so Panchayati Raj reform, if there is a question on Panchayati Raj, you have to mention about this thing, that what Haryana is doing. Okay, right to recall. Other than Haryana is not the first state to do that. Okay, you have to understand this thing. MP has introduced it in like many years back. Okay, this was already in practice in Madhya Pradesh. So recently Haryana just tried to implement it. Okay, and other than that there will be 50% reservation for women in panchayats. Okay, ये भी बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है. And for the backward कैटेगरी ऑल्सो देर आर सम प्रोविजंस रिलेटेड टू द रिजर्वेशन. ठीक है ना, उनके लिए भी यहाँ पे पूरा का पूरा रिजर्वेशन के लिए किया गया है. सो वी लुक इनटू दिस व्हाट एग्जैक्टली दिस पर्टिकुलर बिल वांट्स टू स्टेट. ओके, सो देखेंगे इसके अंदर क्या है. सो देर इज नथिंग मच ऑन दिस पेज एंड अगेन दिस पेज हैज नथिंग फॉर अस. ओके, सो विल लुक इनटू दिस. कंट्रीज वर्स्ट हिट बाय द वायरस वोटेड फॉर ट्रम्प. ओके, सो इथोपिया पीएम सेज क्लियर लिमिटेड ऑब्जेक्टिव टू मिलिट्री ऑपरेशन. वी लुक इनटू द मैप. ओके, so like you will get the answer after like having a look over that map. So first of all, just आप आंसर लिखिए, just write an answer in your comment section. Like Ethiopia is a landlocked country or it shares some border with some water body. Okay, is Ethiopia a landlocked country or it shares some border with some sea or other water body? Okay, this is the question. You have to mention it in the comment section. Okay, immediately mention it. Okay, so UK to face the Brexit trade disruption, and again this is the problematic thing. Okay, so this is not a good trend actually. So if UK is moving out of Brexit, okay, but it is not ready to accept the terminologies which European Union is suggesting. Okay, so this is not the right practice to do. Other countries might also follow this trend. Okay, and again this is not good for the globalization also, and not good for the global governance also. Okay, so people have started commenting it. Okay, so people are saying that it's a landlocked country. So yes, it's a landlocked country, so we'll look into it. Okay, so other than that there is nothing much on this page also. So again आपको कुछ खास यहाँ पे नहीं मिलने वाला है. Okay, so let's start the detailed discussion then. Detailed discussion पे हम लोग सीधा अभी जाने वाले हैं. Okay, so finance panel warns of rising GST dues for states. Okay, the gap between GST cess collection and the revenue shortfall faced by the state for implementing GST could snowball to anywhere between 5 lakh crore to 7 lakh crore. Okay, so earlier we were talking about only 2.35 lakh crore. Now the data has come and it is stating that the shortfall can be near about 5 to 7 lakh crore in coming years. Okay, by June 22 this will further increase. Okay, this will further increase. तो ये कहानी आपको समझनी है. ठीक है ना. So this panel is suggesting that. Okay, so other than that it's a long journey to distribute fortified rice. Okay, experts warn that a long journey lies ahead to implement the distribution of fortified rice at government schools, anganwadis. Okay, so there is a need to bring millers and snack manufacturers on board and improve the quality control. Okay, so this you have to understand what this particular thing is trying to say, that you have to have a decentralized model. Okay, so you have to have a decentralized model where all the stakeholders can participate. Okay, all the stakeholders can participate and all should be on board. Okay, ये इन्होंने as it is जो है suggest किया है. So some are also wary of its nutritional outcomes and caution that fortification of staples such as cereals may hurt the local economies also. Okay, again because you have to understand this thing, this fortified food, okay, this fortified food will be provided through packets. It will be provided in packets. Okay, provided in packets, then definitely it might come from some other place. Okay, it will definitely come from some other place. So this is how it is going to impact the local economy, because local जो market में आपका चावल बिकेगा वो नहीं बिक पाएगा. So ये यहाँ पे problem है. ठीक है ना. And what exactly is there in this particular fortified राइस, तो यू शुड नो दिस ऑल्सो. ओके, सो कभी कभी इसको गोल्डन राइस भी बोल देते हैं. तो गवर्नमेंट क्या करेगा इसके अंदर? सो इट विल ऐड आयरन, विटामिन B12, फॉलिक एसिड. ठीक है ना. सो ये अभी मेजरली स्टार्ट किया जा रहा है टू कर्ब द एनीमिया. ओके, एंड कर्बिंग द एनीमिया अगेन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस, बिकॉज देर आर मल्टीपल सर्वेज विच स्टेट्स दैट 40 to 50% of Indian women are anemic. Okay, so 40% of Indian women are anemic. And where does the anemia starts? Anemia starts right from the childhood. ठीक है ना. So childhood के time पे you have to pay a lot of attention, and again government is facilitating that with the help of fortified food. Okay, and in this you have to remember this thing also, golden rice. golden rice आप remember कर सकते हो. Okay, so Haryana clears bill on right to recall panchayat members, and again like it will give 50% reservation to women in rural bodies. Okay, again this is a good development for women empowerment, and you have to mention this also, good development in women empowerment. And traditionally Haryana society is highly patriarchal. Okay, so this is how government is trying to fight the patriarchy. Okay, so this is fight against patriarchy. You have to mention this. Okay, so if you are addressing any question on patriarchy, then you have to mention this classic case study of Haryana, that what Haryana government is trying to do. They have come up with this particular bill which will provide the 50% reservation to the women, okay, in rural bodies. And then this is good also, okay na? So we'll look into this, what exactly is there for us. Okay, so right to recall is also there. Now what exactly is right to recall? So what exactly is right to recall? You have to understand this thing. So there are panchayat members. Okay, so now they are elected for 5 years. So now after election, if they are not performing, okay, if they are not performing, then they can be removed from the post. Okay, so removal has been facilitated. ठीक है ना? If they are not working, then removal can be done. Okay, and this is really good. Okay, and this should be there is a suggestion that now they are implementing it at the local level. This should also be there at the higher level, means at the state legislature as well as at the parliament level. Okay, this can also be replicated over there. So you have to mention this thing. Now Haryana is doing this, then this can be applicable to other areas also, higher legislature also. Okay, so this is right to recall. Then you have to understand it, 8% reservation for more disadvantages or disadvantaged section of the society. Okay, so bill allows recall of village sarpanch and members of block level samitis and district level jila parishad if they fail to perform. Okay, if they fail to perform, then they can be recalled back. तो उनकी पोस्ट से उनको हटा दिया जाएगा. ओके, तो उसके लिए प्रोविजन क्या है? टू रिकॉल अ सरपंच एंड मेंबर ऑफ टू बॉडीज, 50% ऑफ मेंबर of ward or gram sabha have to give in writing that they want to initiate proceeding. उनको writing में देना पड़ेगा that they want to initiate proceeding. Okay, this will be followed by a secret ballot in which their recall will require 2/3 members voting against it. Okay, so 2/3 members जो है वहाँ पे vote करेंगे. So this is again a good thing, a good initiative. Again I am telling you, Haryana is not the first state to do that. First of all, Madhya Pradesh is also there. They also came up with this provision related to right to recall, and this particular information is important for you. Why so? Because multiple times you will face the problem on Panchayati Raj issue. Okay, so Panchayati Raj issue के ऊपर जो है majorly question पूछा जाएगा, and it might be asked in your GS paper 2. Okay, GS paper 2, and this is the current development. Okay, ये GS पेपर 2 में पूछा जाएगा, एंड दिस इज द करंट डेवलपमेंट. ठीक है ना? सो लेट्स मूव अहेड. मीट टारगेट्स टू गेट एयर पोल्यूशन फंड्स. ओके, द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट डिसीजन टू रिलीज ओनली हाफ ऑफ इट्स बजटरी एलोकेशन फॉर combating air pollution was because of its plan to link money disbursed to the states achieving the certain performance target. Okay, now what exactly here government is trying to do? They want state governments, okay, to have a target based approach. Okay, target based approach for policy implementation. ठीक है ना? This is what they are suggesting. Okay, so target will be set, and after that accordingly funds will be released. Okay, if state government is able to achieve this particular target, parameter 1, then funds will be released, and if it will be able to achieve parameter 2, then further funds will be released. So this is how they are planning. Okay, and this is more judicious way of spending. ठीक है ना? थोड़ा judicious है ये, and it will encourage state governments to work hard. Okay, ये बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है. So HPSC saying, sir, then there will be re-election. Yes, obviously there will be re-election. Okay, तो re-election तो वहाँ पे होगा ही होगा. बट आपको पता है ना, लाइक लोकल बॉडीज़ के अंदर re-election कैसा होता है बचे हुए टाइम तक के लिए. अखिल, यू आर सेइंग आउटकम बजटिंग, सॉर्ट ऑफ आउटकम बजटिंग. ओके, सॉर्ट ऑफ आउटकम बजटिंग, ये बिल्कुल सही है, सॉर्ट ऑफ आउटकम बजटिंग. सो दिस इज व्हाट दे आर प्लानिंग. सो इथियोपिया पीएम क्लियर लिमिटेड ऑब्जेक्टिव्स टू मिलिट्री ऑपरेशन. ओके, सो दिस इज योर मैप. सो हेयर इज योर इथियोपिया. ओके, सो हेयर इज योर सोमालिया. सो व्हाट्स द निकनेम फॉर सोमालिया? ओके, so just mention the nickname for Somalia. Nickname in the sense like it is stated in a certain way. Okay, so just write it in the comment section. Okay, then we have this Djibouti. Okay, Kenya is there, then South Sudan is there, and Sudan is there. Okay, Eritrea is there. Okay, So this you have to understand means that your Ethiopia is a landlocked country. Major thing that you should know. ठीक है ना, इससे कुछ ज़्यादा जानने की आपको इतनी रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, बस इतना जान लेना. ओके, so let's move ahead then. Biden India and a comfort in old normal. Okay, in general India could still be in sweet spot if there is political change and a new administration in US. So definitely there will be political change and people have started mentioning it Horn of Africa. Okay, absolutely right, उसको Horn of Africa बोलते हैं हम लोग, ठीक है ना. So India could still be in a sweet spot if there is a political change. So definitely, as I told you, bipartisan support is there. Okay, and this is not the first time. You have to understand, I have mentioned about this thing multiple times. So presently Trump was also happy with us. Okay, so before that we had Obama. Again, Obama was also happy with us. Then before that Bush was also happy, and Bill Clinton, he was also happy. Okay, so India is enjoying the bipartisan support from last, you can say, 2 decades. Okay, 2 decades से हम लोग जो है अच्छे रिलेशन से हमारा यूएस के साथ. सो ये पूरी कहानी आपको पता होनी चाहिए. देन नाउ बिडेन इज देयर, सो थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू बी सेम. ओके, so the attention in India turns to what kind of foreign policy change he will bring to India-US relation. So one thing has been stated that Biden, okay, will not be harsh. Okay, harsh towards Chinese. Biden will not be harsh. Okay, Trump was harsh with Chinese people. Now Biden will not be harsh. This you have to understand, and this might have impact on India. Okay, this might have impact. Some sort of impact will be there. ठीक है ना? This you have to understand. तो देखते हैं एग्जैक्टली क्या होने वाला है. ओके, सो like US didn't need more troops. Instead it needed to pull out and focus on the 5-point agenda for what he called the counter terrorism plus. Okay, so Biden, like during his tenure, he tried to solve the problem of Afghanistan. He tried his level best. Okay, so instead of putting in more troops on ground, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने ट्रूप्स को एक तरीके से बढ़ाने के बजाय व्हाट दे केम अप विद द आइडिया ऑफ पुल आउट. ओके, सो उन्होंने पुल आउट एक तरीके से प्लान किया काउंटर टेररिज्म प्लस के अंदर. सो ये जो है आपको समझना है इसके अंदर. दिस वाज द थीम ऑफ बिडन, जो अफगानिस्तान से जब भी विड्रॉल ऑफ ट्रूप्स हो रहा है, दैट आइडिया वाज बेसिकली प्रपोज्ड बाय जॉय बिडन व्हेन ही वाज द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट. ओके, तब इन्होंने ऐसा किया था. Now other thing is that he further proposed to reduce the US bases in Afghanistan. Okay, and like this is how they want to inculcate Taliban in the political discussions. Okay, and this particular idea has been facilitated by Biden. Okay, Biden was a supporter of this particular idea that we should have a discussion with Taliban. ठीक है ना. सो ये एक तरीके से जो है आइडिया इन्हीं का ही था. नाउ ही इज़ अ प्रेसिडेंट, तो इसको ऊपर और अच्छे से काम किया जाएगा. ओके, देन डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प हु पिक्ड अप आइडिया सिमिलर टू द बिडन प्लान when he ordered a large scale pull out of US troops. Now Trump also stated this. Okay, he also did that. So even when we see the Afghanistan policy of United States, things are going to remain same. Okay, चीज़ों में इतना बदलाव नहीं होने वाला है. ठीक है ना. So may not differ as much their political styles. Their political styles may be different, their ideologies may be different, but their policy implementation is not going to be different. This you have to understand. And what we call that, there is a term we use that this is called institutionalization of foreign policy. Institutionalization of foreign policy. Okay, तो वहाँ पे ये हो चुका है. सो नो मैटर विच पार्टी विच गवर्नमेंट कम्स, देयर विल बी अ सिस्टम जो इस चीज़ को संभालेगा. ठीक है ना. सो ये कहानी है. ओके, सो some comfort in continuity a Biden administration will show over the US policy with India. Okay, while Mr. Trump on the Indo-Pacific policy later, the policy owes its origin to the Obama-Biden administration. Okay, means whatever Trump is doing presently, whatever he did, okay, the idea was basically proposed by Obama-Biden. So like Asia Pacific पे फोकस करना. Okay, again this was the term stated by Obama-Biden. Okay, वहाँ पे ही जो है पूरी कहानी शुरू हुई है. It is also likely that Mr. Biden will build on the military foundational agreements with India. Okay, so whatever military foundation agreements we have signed with the United States, and like there are 3-4 agreements. So BACA is the latest one. So he will continue those agreements and he will not back out. And again, like US will continue to provide us the military hardware. So this point you have to understand. Okay, means things are not going to change much. This is what she is suggesting. Okay, so it is unlikely that Mr. Biden can dial back many of the measures that Mr. Trump has done. So like this is related to H1B visa. Okay, we can relate that. Okay, so things are not going to change much. You have to understand this thing. So no doubt Mr. Biden has stated while his campaign that he will, like reverse the decision Mr. Trump has taken, but now things are not going to be changing very soon, at least. Okay, it might change in the future, but very soon it will not change. You have to understand this. So like other thing is that it might not restore India's generalized system of preferencing status. So ये नहीं होने वाला है. Okay, because US economy also needs investment, or they also need trade. So this is all the practical aspect. Okay, so presently, as per the situation in global economy, things are not going to change. This we have to understand. Okay, so he already has in-house understanding of value of Indian immigrants to India. So he know that, and like his vice president will be Kamala Harris. Okay, so he's aware about how Indian community is important for United States. So when we see that, he might come up with new plan. Okay, new plan of H1B visa, but with some modulation. कुछ ना कुछ वहाँ पे चीज़ें बदली जाएंगी. Okay, so there are few fiction areas that we have to understand. So Trump was not very vocal on Jammu and Kashmir, but you have to understand Democratic Party, they were very vocal. Okay, they were very vocal on Jammu and Kashmir issue, Citizenship Amendment Act issue, communal and caste-based violence issue, action against the non-governmental organization and media freedoms. Okay, so these were the fiction areas, और वहाँ पे जो है Democratic Party was very vocal. So he might also follow the same line, Mr. Biden. Okay, after coming to power, he might criticize India on these particular issues. Okay, so we have to look into it, what exactly he will state. तो इसके ऊपर देखेंगे ज़रा क्या exactly ये करने वाले हैं. Okay, so international outlook we have to look. Okay, so Biden foreign policy will be watched for just how much he reverses the Trump's pullout. Okay, whatever steps Mr. Trump has taken, what exactly now Biden will do to either reverse those steps. And there are some major policies which were reversed by Mr. Trump, like moving out of UNESCO. Okay, and moving away from the multilateral world order, and moving away for joint comprehensive plan of action, the Iran nuclear deal we called, and the Paris climate accord. Okay, so we have to wait and watch what exactly now Mr. Biden is going to do on these particular issues, especially on these particular issues. Okay, ये कुछ issues हैं जहाँ पे हमें observe करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so the success of governments dealing with Mr. Biden's administration now depends upon how much of old normal Mr. Modi government is able to revert to and find comfort over the next few months. Okay, so Trump administration and Modi administration, they were enjoying the good relation and cordial equation. Okay, Mr. Trump and Mr. Modi both were enjoying the cordial relation. Now we have to look into this. What will be the policy of Indian foreign department related to what sort of equation Mr. Biden will enjoy with Mr. Modi. Okay, ये चीज़ें जो है हमें facilitate करनी पड़ेंगी और देखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, और ये debate आगे रहने वाली है. So now let's look into your doubt before addressing the next editorial. So HPS is saying, sir, also peace treaty with Iran. Okay, it has been mentioned JCPOA. Okay, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Okay, so Vinay Tiwari, you are asking, sir, will he also resume the 2 billion aid to Pakistan? We have to look and wait and watch. Okay, I don't think it will be done, because you have to understand this thing. So FATF, okay, so FATF have imposed some sanctions on Pakistan. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ लगाया है उसके ऊपर. So now the other thing is that Pakistan is being supported by Chinese. Okay, China Pakistan को support कर रहा है. ठीक है ना, this we have to see. And US want to increase its say. Okay, पाकिस्तान के ऊपर अपना हक को जताने के लिए he might revive the $2 billion aid. Okay, so when we look into this, he might revive the $2 billion aid. तो इस perspective से देखते हैं तो शायद ये कर दे, but you never know, you have to wait and watch. Okay, so GST levy on mobility aids places a prohibitive burden on ability of disabled citizen to lead a dignified life. Okay, so definitely when you are imposing a tax GST on equipments used by the physically disabled people, it will further increase the cost. Okay, definitely it will increase the cost. तो ये इन्होंने बताया है, and like some things and be mentioned. Okay, so देखते हैं आगे। तो एज आई टोल्ड यू जीएसटी लगता है मोबिलिटी एड्स के ऊपर जो कि डिसेबल्ड सिटीजन यूज़ करते हैं, इट शुड नॉट बी देयर, ठीक है ना। एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट इज लुकिंग इनटू दिस पर्टिकुलर मैटर, ओके। व्हाई सो? बिकॉज इट is somehow violating the rights of person with disability. If a person is not able to afford a particular aid, okay, so this will definitely be a violation of his or her rights, okay. So, and we have to mention about this particular case also, Nipun Malhotra versus Union of India. So this case is going on, देखते हैं exactly क्या होता है इसके अंदर, ठीक है ना। So it is suggested that petitioner exhaust his options by submitting his grievances to GST Council, which is governing body responsible for determining which products are taxed and what are not, okay. So now the idea is here judiciary is going to decide which product is going to be taxed and which is not, okay. And this is the clear prerogative of GST Council. Again, this is a problematic thing, how judiciary is somehow interfering in each and every other matter, okay. So if judiciary is taking up this particular issue, so definitely it is violating few principles of separation of power, okay, in some way or the other. Definitely it is a violation of separation of power if judiciary take up this particular matter, because why we have a GST Council, and GST Council is a constitutional body, okay. It is going to decide what particular thing is going to be taxed and what not. How can judiciary decide that? And our judges are tax experts, okay. So can we claim that all the judges in India are tax experts? No, it is certainly not like that. So you have to cover up this particular point also. So tax and a fundamental right, okay. But should the GST Council reject the petitioner plea? And this should also not be done. Why so? Because if a person is not able to afford particular aid, then definitely it might be a violation of fundamental rights, okay. सो मोबिलिटी एड के अंदर क्या होता है? मोबिलिटी एड के अंदर यार कोई भी क्रचेज वगैरह मिलते हैं जसवंत जी। सो मोबिलिटी एड मीन्स व्हील चेयर, ओके, क्रचेज, वो सारी चीज़ें जो होते हैं आपके मोबिलिटी एड में आते हैं, ओके। जो लाइक यू नीड सम इक्विपमेंट्स टू मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अदर, ओके, ये होता है मोबिलिटी एड. सो इट माइट बी कीन टू एंश्योर दैट जुडिशरी डज नॉट सिट ऑन जजमेंट ओवर मैटर्स दैट फॉल विद इन द डोमेन ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव एंड एग्जीक्यूटिव competence. Again, I am telling you, okay, definitely this particular issue will fall under the competence of legislature and executive. जुडिशरी यहाँ पे सीधा सीधा इंटरफेयर करती हुई नजर आ रही है. ओके, द नेचर एंड रेट ऑफ टैक्स इम्पोज्ड ऑन अ प्रोडक्ट कैन इम्पिंज बोथ ऑन पर्सन्स फ्रीडम and on person's right to be treated with equal care and concern. Now this is the other side of it, okay, this is the other side of it, because here person's liberty, freedom is also there, okay, under the question, and his or her right to be treated with equal care. If a person is not able to afford a mobility aid, so then definitely it will be a violation of right to equality, right to have a equal care and concern. ये बहुत ही बड़ी गड़बड़ है यहाँ पे. Okay, so now judiciary have to come up with some innovation. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ ऐसा लेके आना पड़ेगा. But the preferable thing was that this particular issue should have been dealt at the level of legislature or the executive, and which is a problematic thing in this country, that our legislature and executive are not proactive at all. Okay, not proactive at all. This is the reality of this country. This is the reality of this democracy. So whenever you are addressing any question on democracy, like we don't have a constitutional democracy in spirit, okay, so you have to mention this thing, that in India elections are conducting every 5 years, but in spirit when we talk about our government, our legislature and our executive, they are not proactive at all to facilitate the welfare of the people. Okay, this particular point has to be mentioned over there. ये जरूर आपको यहाँ पे लिखना पड़ेगा. So here market forces at play. Okay, so GST was launched. जीएसटी किस लिए लॉन्च किया गया था? ठीक है ना, कि बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा सब कुछ, लाइक इंस्टेड ऑफ हैविंग अ मल्टी लेयर्ड टैक्स सिस्टम, हमें जो है सिंगल टैक्स सिस्टम से काम चला लेंगे. ओके, एंड ये